Welcome to Mitsusuko's Bleach Mobile 3D channel. Today we're going to be covering the attack build, glass cannon build, or DPS build, whichever one you call it. We're going to be highlighting the Vasto Lord Ichigo and then discussing a couple of characters that fit the build as well. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is how your stats are going to work out. So we've got HP at 30 million, that's pretty high for the glass cannon build. But as you can see, the attack, 2.5 million compared to 9 million armor. It's almost a 3-to-1 attack to armor ratio. This is why we get the glass cannon name, because you hit hard but you can't take any hits. Some things that you want to focus on with the glass cannon build, first of all, are going to be the skills of the character. So when we're taking a look at the skills of a character, you're going to want skills that are going to increase the amount of damage that you're doing so you can have max damage in a short window of time so that you don't have to worry about taking too many hits back. VL does that with skill 1. 402% damage, crit increase, and stun. Skill 2, a chance to trap the enemy so they can't hunt you down if you need to run away. You also gain a shield that's going to help you absorb some damage. And he also has his rank 9 skill, which gives him 15% of all the damage he inflicts healed back to him. The last thing we're going to highlight in his skills is the martial skill. He has a Sero that increases his attack, grants invincibility for 2.5 seconds, and hits for over 600% of his attack. This is a fantastic skill. It crits often, gives you tons of health back, and then lets you have a shield that makes you completely invincible for 2.5 seconds, which is really great for sustainability when you're running a glass cannon. From the main skills, you want to take a look at your bonds. You want your bonds to work in 3 ways. They're either going to heal, they're going to buff, or they're going to have some form of crowd control that's going to keep the enemy in place and help you drop those skills for maximum damage. If you're lucky, you can cover all 3 of those with the assists that you run, and that's really going to help with your attack build. I've shown you here a template of how you can do that. So I've got the heal, the buff, and the crowd control all covered with these assists. So we've got Hallibell for the buff and the crowd control. So that's like crowd control is stun, sleep, silence, any of those things, just in case you're not sure what I'm saying. So Hallibell, she offers stun, crowd control, she hits for high damage, and then she also increases your crit by 100%. So, you put all those things together, she's a fantastic assist for the attack build model. And also that 100% crit boost, it lasts for 10 seconds. So when you've maximized your assist cooldown, every 9 seconds you can use an assist. That means you could literally go through an entire fight with your crit boosted by 100%. So that's the buff and crowd control assist. The next assist we're going to take a look at is SS Unohana, and she is the buff and heal assist. Everybody probably knows about her by now anyway, but we'll just take a look at her. So she heals you based off of her HP, I think her HP or your total HP. You gain a shield based off of 10% of her max HP, and then she also dispels all the buffs on your enemy. So this is great because lifesteal doesn't work on an opponent with shields. So if you can wipe the opponent's shields and then drop all your skills, it's a great way to maximize that lifesteal effect with the Vasto Lord. From there, we're going to break down the bonds of this build. So with an attack build, obviously you're going to go with attack-centric bonds. So in my VL, he's got 6 attack bonds, 5 of which are built to a fairly high level. Then we've got Nell. She's running as the base for major assist on Hallibell. But you can see she's got 4 of the 6 bonds are used for attack. Now, just because you're running a glass cannon build doesn't mean that you want to run 18 attack bonds. You want to give your character a little bit of armor and HP so that they can last a little in the fight. You don't want to be 100% attack, and your opponent lands one lucky skill and you're dead. So this is a great way, this with the assists, that's a great spot to mix in 1 or 2 armor bonds or some HP bonds to try to give your characters some sustainability so that you can last in the fight. Next we've got SS Uno. Even though she's my healer and my buff character, I still want to get that heavy damage out of the assists while I'm wiping the skills. So she's got 4 of her 5 bonds are attack, and then she's got a big HP bond to give me that extra health. So we've taken a look at the skills, we've covered the assists, the bonds. The last thing that you want to make a strong glass cannon are good destruction traits. So we're going to take a look at my Stark because he has the most destruction traits that I've been able to accumulate on one character so far, and that's 5. He's also got 3 of the second best destruction traits that you can get. So as you can see, I'm getting 22% attack boost on him. So he's got 3 of those, as well as the 15.4. So destruction or weakness insight are the 2 traits that you'd like to emphasize when you're running an attack build. So as you can see, weakness insight is going to increase the amount of your crit, so that your regular attacks and your skills will hit for crits more often, and then destruction is just going to increase the base attack of all of those skills. So those would be what you wanted to focus on if you're building traits for your attack build. Now, some characters that are really good with the attack build. So I've already covered Vastalord Ichigo. He's a red gem exchange character. Stark is also really good for that. He's a ranged DPS character, but his skills both give him lifesteal. So he's got 15% lifesteal on skill 1, 25% lifesteal on skill 2. They also both hit for high percentages of damage, so 400% damage with skill 2 and 452% damage with skill 1. So those are 2 fantastic skills that you want to use or that you can implement to maximize your health regen, as well as keeping you at range, which is great when you're running a glass cannon. Another thing that makes Stark really good for this build is his martial skill. So as I mentioned with SS Uno, shields will negate your lifesteal. Stark has a skill that also wipes out all of the enemy's buffs. So you can clear an opponent's buffs, deliver lots of damage, and then hit them with skill 1 or skill 2 to regain that HP. So some critical things that you're looking for when you're running an attack build are skills that implement lifesteal, shields, and crit. I may have said that already. I hope I did. From there, we're going to take a look at a couple of regular limited exchange characters. So that means they're going to be less expensive to acquire. So you could request their frags if you don't have them already, or you can build them up by requesting more frags, or they'll have banners come around for you to collect them. So the first limited we're going to take a look at is Trained Ichigo. A lot of people call him Dangai. Now, you're going to want to get Trained Ichigo up to 5-star at least with Soul Mod, and then all of his skills will be changed over to their Soul Mod versions, and that's when you're going to start seeing all of the benefits that are really good for an attack build. So skill 1, Getsuga Tensho, we all know that. But skill 1 increases his crit for 10 seconds, gives him a 10% HP shield that cannot be dispelled, hits for high damage, it stuns, and then it restores his HP by 30% of the attack. That is massive, especially with Dangai or Trained Ichigo. He is a crit machine, so he hits for high damage. So regaining that 30% HP with the shield really keeps him alive. The next we're going to take a look at is skill 2. This is going to inflict the CC. So it's got attack, you've got immunity to control, but it's also got constrain. Constrain is fantastic because it keeps the opponent from using any skills, and they also can't flash step to avoid you. So you can lock them in place and land that skill 1 to regain tons of HP. The next limited character that we're going to cover is Aizen. So Aizen has skill 1 and skill 2, both of which restore 40% of the damage dealt. So if your attack is extremely high, this is a great skill to use. It also increases his dodge for 10 seconds, so that allows you to avoid any damage at all, as well as regaining your health. Skill 2, 40% HP from damage, restoring 40% HP from damage dealt. Also increases dodge, but this one adds chaos. So Aizen is a perfect limited character if you want to run the attack build, because he's got sleep and chaos, 2 crowd control skills that really mess the opponent up, as well as massive amounts of HP regen. Thank you for joining me today on Mitsusuko's Bleach Mobile 3D channel. Today we are covering characters to run for a glass cannon build. Comment down below if there's anything that you'd like to see on the channel, or if there's any questions that you have about these builds. Thank you. See you next time.